Hello fellas, how you doing? It's me here and you're there. What are you doing? Put it away for God's sake. This is a video. Yeah, you probably gathered that, innit? Maybe I should do this beginning again. Nah, sod it. How are you? You alright? Right, brewing stuff, brewing things. I've got one down here on the go. It's bubbling away. I don't know if you can hear it. Bloop. No, that's me. So it's brewing, and you'll see some bits after this of me putting it together. I was going to do an end-to-end of it, but as I haven't put a video up for a while, I thought I'd just do this, have a chat with you, see what's going on, what's happening and all that sort of stuff. There's not going to be any videos for a while because A, I'm not drinking, B, I'm on a diet, try to lose some weight. It's not going too bad so far, a little bit thinner than I was, but not as thin as I would like to be. Yeah, I'm on the 2 shakes a day diet. You know, instead of having like a massive breakfast, you do a shake in the morning and a shake in the afternoon. One of those. And I don't know how that loses weight. Oh, you're supposed to drink them, aren't you? Bugger. So yeah, so I'm doing that, and it's alright, it's easy enough. I sort of mix it up a little bit with some fruit and stuff, you know, so I don't go hungry. But the thing is staying off the booze, of course, because you know, a pint of beer has something like 200 to 250 calories in it, and if you have 8 of those on a Saturday night, you know, you've got a pot belly before you know it, haven't you? And I've got a pot belly and it's hanging over my trousers and it's not nice. So I need to get rid of it, and it's given me all sorts of problems with my digestive system, but we won't go into that. Too much information there, Roy, but it's true. So yeah, that's why I've not been doing very much of late. I've not been doing any videos, not been doing any broadcasts. I've not really been active at all on the internet in any way, shape or form. And yeah, I'm not missing it in all honesty either. I thought I would, but I'm not really. I'm too busy. You know, I get up in the morning, I'm out of the house 6 o'clock ish, and if I'm lucky I get home 6 o'clock ish, because I have to drive quite a way to work and home again. And you know, it takes up all of your day, and before you know it, you've got to the weekend and you haven't actually achieved anything. So anything you should be doing during the week is left to the weekend, because you're too knackered, because you've been sitting on the M25 for 2 hours in that lovely traffic. So you know, it is what it is, and I've certainly not been able to brew. And if I was going to do any brewing, it would just be kits, or it would be me doing you know, something from scratch. I did do a Falconer's Flight beer that is in my shed of glee. Again, once I've finished losing a bit of weight and sort myself out and getting a little bit healthier, then I will do a video. I'll come back and I'll do a video on that, probably in the new year now, I imagine. So enjoy what's coming up. There's not very much of it, it's just me throwing a kit together. It's, I think, it's the Sitra from CraftyBrew, S-I-T-R-A. I'll tell you a little bit about it now. There's 2.5 kgs of dry malt extract in there. There's 24 grams of Sitra in the first hop steep boil thing, you know what I mean. So the first batch of hops you'll see is 24 grams. In the second lot of hops you'll see there's 24 grams of Sitra and 24 grams of Simcoe together in one go. And the rest of it you'll be able to figure out yourself, because it's fairly plain. I know it's not very exciting, but someone's been shouting at me on the Facebook group, Roy, do some videos, so I thought I'd chuck this one up. So that's it from me for now. Hope you're well, and I'll see you in the new year. If you want to chat with me on Facebook, the best place to get hold of me is the Facebook group. So Lakey Bloke Beer Group. Just search for that on Facebook and you'll find us. Loads of people in there all chatting with each other, and it's good to see it active. I don't partake in it as much as I probably should do, but that's purely because, you know, I just don't have the time nowadays to be around all the time to, you know, poke fun at people and, you know, take the piss out of everyone and comment on everyone's posts. I just don't have the time, and you know, time is valuable when you get a little bit older. You know, I'm in my late 40s. I'm on the wrong side of 40 now, boys and girls, and it ain't going to get any better than this. So, you know, I need to start looking after myself. So I will be around, and that's the easiest way to get hold of me, really, on the Facebook group. I don't answer personal questions, right? So if you're going to send me a chat message on Facebook, I'm not going to get into answering your questions there. Stick it up on the group, all right? I don't check the chat. I used to have the chat on my phone all the time. I took it off because it was getting stupid. And yeah, although I do appreciate your questions and things, and I just can't answer everyone's questions all the time, you know, I'm a busy man, you know what I mean? So you can get hold of me on the Facebook group. Facebook group is the best place. So I don't think I can say Facebook group anymore in this video, can I? Facebook group. No, I was right, I can't say it. So that's it for me. Enjoy the stuff coming up, and as I say, after Christmas I'll be back at some point, hopefully a little bit thinner, or I may have just got the hump with it and given it up and gone back to the booze, which is probably more likely, to be honest. But I'm sticking at it at the moment. I'm sticking at it. Hope you have a wonderful Christmas and a happy new year, and you get everything you need or want. And let's hope next year's better than this one, because this one's been shit, isn't it, really? All around it's just been shit. So I say that every year and it never is, but you know, you live in hope, don't you? Right next to me here, there's a President Sierra American Pale Ale kit from Beerworks. Now I probably will be doing that one at some point. I've got to get this Sitra kit bottled up and put in the shed. So you probably will see me at some point, maybe not this side of Christmas, but at some point, knocking that one together, and I'll do it, you know, chuck it up on YouTube and say hello in the usual fashion and all that kind of stuff. So I'll see you at some point. But as I say, you can get hold of me on Facebook if you want, or not. Up to you, it's your choice. So enjoy your YouTube videos. There's loads of other YouTube brewers out there, probably, you know, a darn sight more entertaining, and I've got more to say about beer than I have, but I'm not drinking at the moment, not really into it as much as I used to be either, so you know, it makes doing these videos a little bit more difficult than it used to be. I used to just knock them up because I was brewing all the time, and I was out of work, so I was at home all the time, you see. I just don't have the time anymore, you know. Any brews I'm going to do now are just going to be me doing my own extract experiments or kits, because I just don't have the time, lads. So good luck to you. Hopefully I'll see you at some point in the new year, but between now and then, happy Christmas, happy new year, and you look after yourselves. Ta-da. Hello, how you doing? Good to see you. In this week's Homebrew Wednesday video, boys and girls, I'm going to be doing this. CraftyBrew's Sitra, and it's spelt with an S because it's got Simcoe and Sitra hops in it. So let's open it up and I'll show you what's inside. I've had this pack lying around for a while. I've not been doing it because I've not been drinking. So I'm going to do this one for after the Christmas period. So here we've got the instructions. I've had a quick read of these. Tells you what's in the box and it gives you the instructions on how to do it. We've got hop packs, and as with all CraftyBrews kits, doesn't tell you what's what, but I suspect from the smell we'll probably be able to figure out what one's what. Sitra and Simcoe. Got some steeping grains. I suspect they're probably caramel, maybe, from the colour. Yeah. 500 grams of dry malt extract. Kilo of dry malt extract. A hop sock, grain sock, really, but you can use it for hops as well. And another kilo of live malt extract. Now, there is no yeast in here because I bought the yeast separately and I still haven't made my mind up as to what yeast I'm going to use, so I'll have to see what's in the fridge and what I've got lying around. But other than that, yeah, it looks fairly simple. Stick it on the stove, we do a boil, we do some hop additions, you know, we do some steeping. Seems fairly straightforward, so we'll give it a go. I'll do some videos, we'll stick it after I've finished talking here, and I'll see you at the end. Hello. So, as usual, the first thing to do is to sanitise our equipment. Got a paddle in there, obviously the bucket, some skizzers, and a bit of tubing I'm going to use as a blowout tube, as I always do when I do brews now. I hardly ever use an airlock nowadays unless I have to. So yeah, it's all in there, and what we'll do is we'll put the lid on, we'll give it a little bit of a shake so that everything gets in contact with the star san, and we'll leave it and we'll come back to it later when we need it. Alright, hey, here we are by the stove. As you can see, I've got my big pot ready. There it is, big pot. Down here we've got some grains, of course, our steeping grains, and a muslin bag we're going to put our grains in. The instructions say to measure out 6 litres of water into our pot and bring the temperature up to between 65 to 70 degrees, and then we steep our grains in. So I'm going to go away and do that and we'll come back. There we are then, don't know if you can see that. Temperature's around about 66. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it off the stove here and turn the heat off. Put my grains in. There's my grains in my grain bag. As you can see, we've got an empty grain bag. Put them in. There we go. And to make sure that it steeps at more or less the right temperature, I'm going to put a lid on it. There we go. And the last thing I've got to do, ladies and gentlemen, is to set a timer for 30 minutes. And we'll let it go. Right, so we've come to the end of the steep, and obviously what you didn't see me do earlier is give the steeping grains a lovely stir. So I'm going to take that out for now, put it into this bowl here, and I'll dispose of that later. In the meantime, I need to bring this to the boil and add a kilo of the malt extract. So I'll do that and we'll come back. So, here we are then. We've got a nice rolling boil going. You can see there's a lot of foam on the top from the malt extract, which is normal. You get that when you do extract kits. So the first lot of hops goes in, hop pack one. I believe this is 24 grams of Sitra. So let's get those in. There we go. That's it. And we'll come back in an hour. There we are then, 60 minutes later. It's time to put in the second batch of hops. And as you can see, I've opened this up, ripped it apart, because I didn't want to lose any of the hoppage as I put it into the boil. So let's chuck that in. go, get it all off, in you go. Don't want to go in, does it? There we go. There's some more on there. I'll scrape that out, and we'll boil it for 5 minutes. So here we go. We need to throw in the malt extract into the pot. There's 1.5 kilos of this, so I'm not going to record it. You'll just see me chucking it in. But rest assured, it's going to go in, and we'll boil it for another 5 minutes to make sure that we get rid of all of the extract. There we are then. This is where it gets messy, you see, because you get clumps caught up with all the hops. So you need to give it a good old stir to get rid of all the clumps before bringing it up to the boil again. Just to make sure that you do get rid of those lumps as best as you can. So once this is done, we'll set the timer for 5 minutes, and we'll just let that go. Cool it down. Now there are 2 ways to cool it down. You can either just leave it for 30 minutes, or you can put it in a cold water bath. Place it, not the actual extract of course, I'm talking about the pan itself. So just put the pan in a cold water bath to cool down. I'm probably just going to leave mine to the side just for half an hour to let it cool down. And that's that. So here's the yeast I'm using. It's the Craft Series M44. It's a US West Coast. I'm going to use 2 sachets of these rather than just rehydrating this one, to make sure we get enough yeasties in there, and hopefully it'll be on its way. Whee! So here we are then. As you can see, it's about 21 litres, there or thereabouts. The starting gravity is about 104.4, 104.1, 104.1 to 104.4. So it's hit its mark. I'm happy with that. What I'm going to do now is get some air in there by giving it a good old stir, and I'm going to put 2 packets of the M44, which I've already showed you. Put 2 of those on, shut the lid up, and hopefully away we will go. As you can see down here, it's on a heating pad. That's because we're now in winter, of course, and out here in the conservatory it gets a bit cold, so this will keep the temperature constant, hopefully. Yeah, it's all good. There we are then, chaps. It's a couple of days later, and as you can see, the heat pad is keeping it between sort of 22 and 24, which is within range, so it's absolutely fine. As you can see, there's been a lot of activity with the yeast we threw in, so it's all looking good. Hopefully it will turn out to be a decent one.